Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Eeks and Geeks.
Hello.
I'm Kirsten.
I'm
Lauren.
Siberia.
Damn! I've been on a roll too.
From the top. Oh.
Which from the top to Kirsten?
Yeah.
I'm Kirsten.
I'm Siberia.
Oh my god! You guys fucking
from
get
the
it.
top, but you didn't decide on a new direction to go.
You know what? You know their names.
Watch our last episode, decipher it.
And
Yeah, you can figure this shit out.
Yeah, we're the geeks who get our eeks together sometimes.
We did it.
We did it.
Jesus Christ, that was a particularly bad one.
Twice.
Comically, even.
We are in our third? Yes.
Mhm.
Third of our zombie block. And
Second.
my pick was Resident Evil. Let me get the synopsis real quick. All right, so for those of you who may not have watched the film or haven't seen it in a while, a little quick rundown is when a virus leaks from a top secret facility, turning all resident researchers into ravenous zombies and their lab animals into mutant hounds from hell, the government sends an elite military task force to contain the outbreak. Alice and Rain are charged with leading the mission, but they only have 3 hours before the pathogen becomes airborne and affects the world. Has anybody watched anything recently?
No?
You and I went and saw Evil Dead Rise.
Oh yeah.
Evil Dead Rises.
You
How
guys
was it?
said, what do you say? Bloody was the only it was like the one word answer you gave.
Yeah, I said bloody.
Okay.
I really liked it. It was really bloody. It's a good homage to the Resident Evil franchise because like all of the original Resident Evil, I mean Evil Dead movies are very like campy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the remake came out and it had that kind of camp but was still serious, and this is kind of the realm that this was in, where it was like it still had those campy elements, but it was also like a horror movie.
And does it stand on its own? Like, could I watch it without watching
Oh,
any
yeah.
other?
Yeah, you
Okay.
can. Yeah.
I've never
Okay, cool.
seen one.
Because I've never
and
seen them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
okay,
neither.
neither.
I went
You know-
into it blind.
It has like callbacks to like the older, like the originals, but like
Sure.
it stands on its own. Like you don't need to watch the rest to know what's going on.
I watched all the How to Train Your Dragon movies for the first time.
I love them
Oh.
so much, but they make me cry.
They're my literal favorite
really
movies.
cute.
I love
Like-
them.
But so that's obviously not horror related, but I did watch the American remake of Goodnight Mommy. I don't know if any of you have seen
Never
either
heard of
version.
that.
I haven't seen the remake, but I saw the original one.
Yeah, I've seen the original before. I saw it a
Mhm.
few years ago, and I remember thinking that it was good.
Yeah, same.
And it's maybe been too long to do like a fair comparison, but I don't think this was as good. And
Okay.
I do not think it needed to be remade. It's like the
Sure.
exact movie. They're just speaking English. It's like, bitch, turn
Why
on
did
your
they do
subtitles.
that?
Yeah,
Do
why would
Like
you do
turn on your
that?
subtitles. It's the same exact movie. Like, so it's
Yeah.
kind of, I think it's dumb that it was remade, but
Yeah,
yes,
I
that's
was
the idea.
I was a little weirded out when they were gonna remake that. I was like, why?
Literally why? And it's like
Why?
they did not change it. And maybe it's because like once you know the twist, it was less impactful watching it a second time, and it being a remake, it was like, I already kind of know what's going on, so I don't know. But if you do want to watch it, the German one,
Yeah,
is
that one's
Okay,
good.
Slay.
Yeah, I want to watch. What's it? A quick, like, is it a ghost, a demon?
It's
It's
twin brothers that their mom comes home and she's had like some sort of facial surgery.
I've
so
seen the trailer for this.
So she's got like bandages all over her face,
Mhm.
and they become convinced that it is not their mom, and it is
Yeah.
like someone in their home.
Is
and they
this like
don't
a
know.
psychological?
Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
that's
might
sort
watch
of
that
like the
then.
general
Yeah, that sounds good.
plot
yeah,
of
it's
it.
good.
I want to go see Bo's Afraid.
I
Me
do
too.
too.
Are we gonna go on like Thursday?
I'm
Yeah, let's
scared,
go
you
on Thursday
guys.
together.
I'm hearing terrible reviews about
I'm
it.
hearing-
I'm so sad.
Like
I'm
literally
mixed.
every TikTok I've seen has been like, that is the best movie I've ever hated. And I'm like, what? Like people
Interesting.
can't make up their minds.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously gonna see it. Like, I'm not gonna not watch an
Yeah.
Ari Aster movie, but
Right.
I think it is just like a bummer because I would say up until this, he's like my favorite horror director.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, oh, I'm seeing people that, I like generally trust their reviews on movies, and people are just like, I don't think I can recommend it. Like, I didn't really like it, but like, go see it is kind of everyone's sentiment. It's like, I didn't like it, but like, I guess go find out for yourself. So
I'm going to.
Was it you, Lauren, that sent me that one video where the guy was like, I liked the first half of it, but then I didn't like. Yeah. And then he said part of it was boring and then part of it got weird. And I was like,
and apparently it's 3 hours long, which is like, that's a long.
So long.
I sat through the Batman, so
that's true.
Ooh.
Like you didn't watch the Batman?
No, I loved the Batman, but it's gonna be a while before I rewatch it because it's long.
It's long.
It is a long movie.
It could have been 2.5. I don't know what the other
most movies, I think, like the longest a drama should be 2.5 is like pretty pushing it.
Yeah.
Unless you're the Lord of the Rings, in which case you can be 9
Yeah,
hours
that's
long.
fine.
Oh no. Yeah, you can be like 24 hours long. I don't go for it.
Yeah, give me a day-long movie.
Yeah. Horror movies shouldn't really exceed an hour and a half.
No.
Dramas should not exceed 2.5 hours. 2 is where they should cap it.
Yeah.
I think action, like superhero, whatever, they need to cap it at like 2 hours. Once it starts getting past the 2, I'm like, we don't need all this.
That is a
it's
long
really
movie.
Long, yeah.
Should we do fun facts first or fun thoughts? Fun facts.
Oh,
I have some actually pretty cool fun facts that I didn't even know about. So George A. Romero, who is like the OG zombie director, he directed Night of the Living Dead, was rejected to direct this movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why?
He was rejected or he rejected it?
He was rejected.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Like he like had a script right out and everything, and they were like, no.
Damn.
Why?
Sarah, I have no idea. Sarah Michelle Gellar was actually in the run to play Alice, and before because this had a ton of rewrites. Kirsten Dunst was supposed to play Jill Valentine when she was in it, but both did not want the parts because it was too much violence.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know who one of those people are.
I know her name.
Sarah Gellar is.
Sarah Michelle Gellar, Buffy.
Oh, Buffy,
I didn't watch Buffy.
She's
I
also,
was like, I know who that is, but I can't think of her face.
She's also Daphne in the Scooby-Doo movies.
Oh, okay. I know that name.
I'm gonna say her name wrong. I think it's Milo Jovovich.
Mila.
Yeah. Mila Jovovich. She almost quit because they wrote Alice to be defenseless and Rain to be the tough one, and she gave all the advice on all the rewrites of Alice to make her a stronger character. Also, Michelle Rodriguez was a fan of the film, so she asked her agent if she heard anybody was making these films to put her in immediately. And most of the zombies were all dancers, and one of them could pop their joints out of place. You could see him earlier on in the film.
Could they pop their pussy like this?
Yeah. This?
And shake your body, don't stop. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what their range is.
And they don't poop or piss?
No, they don't.
I don't know if they poop or piss.
Probably do.
Do zombies poop anymore?
Do they?
They're eating.
They're eating.
They
but
don't make zombies to poop anymore.
If they're eating, they're shitting. That's all.
Zombies don't poop like they used to.
as they're walking, it's just trailing out.
Yeah, maybe there's less control.
Because if you're a living corpse, it's
going somewhere. You can't just
you can't just unless they get bloated. Like when a mosquito or a tick keeps drinking blood and it just gets bigger and then you pop it.
That is literally the.
Can you imagine a giant bloated zombie and you pop him and human remains pour out?
Wait, that's actually a really great idea for a zombie.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, but
it's kind of funny.
Kind of like that. It's kind of good.
I would hit him in the stomach to watch him pop. Sounds like fun. Okay, sorry.
All right, let's get into final thoughts. I'll go with Siberia.
I'm gonna say something controversial yet brave.
Oh, no.
I had a really damn good time watching this movie.
Really?
I had a lot of fun. I liked it. I liked it.
Okay.
Wow.
I didn't know what to expect. For some reason, I was picturing really bad CGI zombies. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
not a lot of plot, not a lot of like anything really happening. It's just kind of like a gore fest, which is not what it was at all. Like it was
Yeah.
kind of like a little like there was a lot of unexpected things for me, like the laser scene.
Yeah.
We'll get to that, but I was gagged. Overall, I really just had a good time, and like the parts that are bad are fun bad to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I gave it like a 5.5, 6 out of 10.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Just like a fun like zombie killing flick, you know?
Mhm.
Cool. All right, pumpkin.
I did not like it. Like it had really cool action scenes. Like I really loved the zombie Dobermans. I really loved the like laser scene. Like when there was action, it was fun, but all of the like in between the action, I was bored to tears. So I guess it's like a pacing issue. And I felt like it had a lot of the same stuff that I didn't like in 28 Weeks Later, but the difference for me was that 28 Weeks Later gave me characters that I really liked, and I wanted to see them succeed and get out of there, and I was like rooting for them. And our characters in Resident Evil were just so like Alice, she has like no person, like nobody has any personality. Like it's just so, I don't think it's an acting issue. I think maybe it's a directing one, but everybody is just so like, I get that memory loss, but everybody's just so like spacey. And I was like, let's go. Like, I don't know. I was pretty bored. I liked the action scenes. The bad CGI was really bad though. Especially the creature at the end. I was like, the fuck is that? I give it like a 3 out of 10. Yeah.
Okay. Lauren.
I'm so sorry.
I honestly don't give a shit if you guys
I'm
hate it.
sorry.
I know this is like it's a silly movie, but I love it.
I was hoping to like it, and I just feel like I was pretty I just feel like I was let down by it pretty hard, which is a bummer. And because I know the last time I think I mentioned that I was like, I maybe have watched it, but like maybe not. And I think the reason that I didn't realize, I was like, oh, I have started this movie and I don't think I finished it. But the reason that I was like, I don't think I'm thinking of something different is because I got like a good ways in the movie and there weren't any zombies. So when we were talking about it, I was like, yeah, that whatever movie I'm thinking of didn't have any zombies in it.
Oh.
It's because the zombies don't come in till, I think I checked the time. It's about a third.
It was 40 minutes.
Yeah, 40 minutes in.
So I had started that movie before and didn't finish it. And I was still just like, damn, zombies take a long time to get here. I think one of my biggest complaints was also the characters. I don't think were
they're so boring.
Especially Alice, I think is like one of the worst leads in a movie I've seen in a long time. Just like very no personality, no character arc, just like to me, and again, I don't think it was an acting issue. Like I've never seen her in anything else, but I'm sure she's a fine actor. But it felt just like they put her in there just to like be hot.
No,
and
exactly.
She's just like there to be like super fucking hot and like not really add anything to it.
Why is she naked for like a third of the movie?
Listen, I'm not complaining about that part.
I will.
I thought the boots were an interesting choice with the outfit, is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I would say I have similar thoughts to Pumpkin, just like poor pacing. I didn't like the characters. The zombies were good prosthetics, but I would say they weren't particularly interesting zombies.
They weren't scary.
There was something like different about them than others.
Yeah, they were just kind of like your run-of-the-mill zombie, which is fine. That's like there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I would say I would also give it like a 3. I didn't really like it.
Care. Like here's the thing, I don't care that you guys didn't like it because I knew what I was bringing to the table and I brought this like,
I think one of my critiques is that unlike Anaconda, which is like obviously a bad movie, but it's like funny and it has like comedic beats in it on purpose, whether they were trying to make a bad movie or not. Like
Right.
it still has like comedy in it, and I think this for me was lacking like any. I don't think there was like any comedic beats in it, so it's like if it's gonna be like this sort of silly goofy, it's got to at least like they've got to be putting their own
I
goofs
was
into
laughing.
it. So that was a thought that I had, was like I wish that like if they were gonna go this route, then I wish it had like maybe had some humor input into it intentionally. So
Yeah. I do. There's one scene I died laughing, and I don't think it was intentional. It was just the timing was super funny. We'll get to that. But yeah, there was one scene I laughed really hard.
Okay.
I'm excited to see. I wonder if
And
it's the same as mine.
Kerstin, this is I don't know my homework, but this is based off of a video game.
Yeah.
But did you say that people don't like the movie because it's not close to the game? Is that one of like the critiques of it?
Yeah.
It's nothing like the game.
You played the game?
I haven't played it, but I've watched walkthroughs, not of the original, but of the second or third one. I watched a walkthrough. I don't remember now.
Yeah, but none of the sequels from it are really bad. I don't like them, but those are also like not. They kind of like veer around.
Didn't it switch directors like 6 times?
Well, there's 6 movies, so maybe.
I thought I heard they pulled like a Star Wars sequel, so they just kept picking different directors. So like they don't make sense if you watch them in order. I feel like somebody said that once.
I don't know. Didn't look that up. I give it a 5 out of 10. Like I knew coming into this that this movie was just like a turn off your brain zombie movie.
Yeah.
I watched this. It's another like nostalgia one. I watched it with my best friend when I was in 5th grade, and there are so many things that I still quote nowadays. Like anytime someone says death or like we joke around about that, I always go, "You're all going to die down here." Like that's always like playing in my head. That's a quote that plays in my head. It was, I think, the first zombie movie I'd ever watched.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
In 5th grade, I would kind of hope so.
Yeah, that's a pretty.
Well, it came out at the same time as 28 Days Later.
Oh.
Yeah, they came out the same year.
Oh,
yeah, it came out in 2002. Yeah, so it came out the same year. This one was filmed in Germany instead of England.
I do like the idea of like the underground lab.
Yeah. So like it's just a movie that like you turn off your brain, you watch her stab a bunch of zombies. Yeah, she's in like a scantily clad outfit, but it was 2002.
I don't have a problem with the outfit.
I think it's funny that it takes so much to kill some of them, and then she can like kick some to death. Like
when we get to the dogs, I have so much beef.
Me too.
So much beef with the scene with the dogs, because I was like, oh shit, and then it's over, and I was like, the fuck? What the hell?
She blinks at him.
The dog kills are my favorite though, just because they're so absurd.
It's so
I love the dogs. I feel like that's so creative.
Yeah.
Well,
when I saw the cage, okay, we'll get to it.
All right, let's get into the plot.
Get into it.
All right, I only have 4 chapters. Chapter 1. In the hive, a top-secret underground genetic research facility owned by the Umbrella Corporation located beneath Raccoon City, a man loads the T virus and its cure into a case, then tosses a vial of the virus inside the lab. Minutes later, the facility security system kills everyone inside through various means. Elsewhere, Alice later awakens in a shower of an empty mansion with no recollection of her identity. As she explores the mansion, she's confronted by a man. However, the two are immediately seized by a group of commandos. The man, Matt Addison, reveals himself to be a police officer, but the commandos handcuff him regardless. The team opens a mirrored door to an underground train station, discovering Spence, another unconscious victim suffering amnesia. Alice recognizes Spence from a wedding photograph in the mansion, and looking at her wedding ring, she sees inside of it reads property of the Umbrella Corporation.
She has an aggressive side part. That shit starts over here.
She's a product of the time.
Yeah, that was a thing back in the day. That
could
like
be me.
Swoop.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I can dig out my side part pictures. I'll do it.
They were like.
Also, if I woke up in a shower, like just not knowing. I'd be a little more freaked out than she was.
Yeah,
I will
she's
say
like,
that
very
part,
calm about
that
that.
part was a little weird. I was just like, you just real calm about this.
She's like,
she's like,
Huh?
what's going
What?
on?
titties out. She's like, what is
Rose.
it?
Oh my god, where am I? Somebody help!
My breast boobs, titties, and jugs.
Wait, should I bring this back? I feel like
Yeah,
the aggressive
wait.
side part's kind of cute.
Maybe
Wait
we
a
should
minute.
do it.
Yeah, shit.
That's
All
gonna
put
be
their
our
hose
that's
over.
gonna be our thumbnail for this.
Are we
Is
all
all of
gonna-
our pictures from 8th grade with this hair.
I did not have this hair in 8th grade.
I did.
I had a
did.
homeschool haircut.
Wait, everyone's kind of serving.
Wait, it's kind of
Yeah,
sweaty.
wait. Do I need to bring back the aggressive side part?
Damn,
Wait a minute.
man.
I was
Okay,
clowning on
Lula.
her, but like,
Listen.
listen.
Oh my god.
The whole like opening scene with like the guys in the office, whatever, I was like following along and I was like, okay, I get what's happening. And then very quickly I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I felt very
What?
lost for like the whole beginning. I was just like, well,
Oh,
and,
I had to
again, it was
rewind
like,
a few times because I
No,
was like,
me
wait,
too.
what's going on?
I did too. I got like 10 minutes in and I was like, I feel like I need to like rewind 5 minutes because I feel like I'm
missed
sitting here paying
something.
attention, but like
Red
suddenly
Queen's
I don't.
just killing everybody. She sensed
Yeah.
the virus and
It
was
didn't
like
make
dead.
sense for a while.
Yeah, it takes a second to like get enough information to like know what's going on. And this was like, again, getting into it, it was like, is this a zombie movie? Like this feels like that we're fighting AI. This
Yeah,
is like
I
a
was like,
Yeah.
where
sci-fi
are the
action.
Which I think
zombies?
brings up a pretty relevant point, actually.
Wow. Super relevant.
Now we're probably going to be fighting AI.
Bring it on.
Oh, with those floppy ass wrists.
Yeah.
Come on, Karen. Like,
That's our thumbnail.
The flashback editing is interesting.
Slay.
it's everything. I love all the flashback editings.
I felt like I was gonna have a seizure. It was like shoo, 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 shoo. No, I was like, all right, okay.
Question.
We got the zoomies.
Yeah,
Question. In this movie, does she ever, like in the duration of this movie, does she ever get her memory fully back?
I
No.
don't know.
We ain't in her head. I don't fucking know.
Okay, because I feel like by the end she was like sort of had pieced it together, but I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
this,
I think
like,
she like had the basic pieces, but like
yeah. I
probably
was like,
couldn't
this
remember
memory
people's
loss
birthdays
shit is
yet.
really like fucked her up for this entire movie.
Yeah.
She's literally walking around like,
She's just like, I am going to the flow to the extreme. She's
like a
just
little drool's coming out of her mouth.
she's like, I don't know what the
Except
fuck's going on. I don't know my
Everyone
own
was
name.
acting like that. There
Yeah.
were so many scenes where all the characters are just standing there in silence. Nobody's talking. And they're all just looking around like in slow-mo. And I
Except
was
for
like,
that commander who got
hello?
cubed.
huh?
Yeah.
He did get killed.
Yeah, he was
got
the only one
cubed.
who like had a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
He got diced like
and they
cheese.
killed him.
He got diced up.
They waffle fried him.
We haven't got there yet.
That-
Spoiler
We're
alert.
Sorry.
I will say, that's another memorable scene of the kills of like her. I wrote this down because sorry, when they like pull it open and it's literally a hole this big, and she's like, I can squeeze through.
No, the fuck
No,
you
you can't, bitch.
Get
What do
your
you
shoulders
mean?
through. I
It's
dare
this
you.
big. She got one shoulder through, and it was like, I'm stuck. And I was like, no shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fuck you are, you dumb idiot. And then she was like, pull me back in. Pull me back in. Hey.
Now it just like toys with her while it like stops, and then it goes right back up and slides.
See, yeah, I didn't realize that was like the AI being like, "Whoa." I was just like, this faulty ass elevator.
Yeah, it's the Red Queen messing with things.
The Red Queen's kind of a serve.
She's kind of a
Mhm.
cunt. I don't know if
It's
that's in a
yeah,
good
she
or
kinda
bad
gave
way.
pussy.
What was that Disney movie where the dad was like married to the house AI?
Smart house.
Smart House.
Yeah, smart house.
It was giving Smart House.
That movie scared me as a kid.
The movie
it was kind of
Slade.
scary. Yeah, it was. A
I
great movie.
loved that movie as a kid. It was one of my favorites.
Also, wait, the side part is kind of side part.
That's what
It's
I'm
like-
It's really working.
Come on,
for
Steve
both of you.
Harrington.
It's a sleigh.
Especially if I do this number.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, Avril Lavigne.
Work it, Avril. Oh, work. Oh, wow.
Oh, oh.
Also, has Michelle Rodriguez ever played a different character?
No, she's been the same thing every single
Not
time.
a one time.
I was like, she obviously slays in this type of character, but I'm not going to say she's an actress with range.
No.
Yeah.
No.
She's got badass with a gun.
Thing is, though, I wonder if she's ever just like not been given an opportunity to, because she gets pinpointed in these.
She's so like aggressively typed at this point that
yeah,
she
because
can't
because
just be
it
a
was
normal person.
yeah, because it was this, and then it was into the Fast and Furious movies.
Well,
And
she's in
like,
Lost, and she's the exact same character in Lost too.
So it's like maybe they just like stick her in this role because that's what is there.
I want to see her. I want to see her in something different.
Yeah, come on.
See her cry.
Hey, if you're out there, cast her in something else. Let's see her range.
And also, Michelle, if you're listening, we love you.
We love you.
Slay.
If you're one of the 26, we love you.
Her character was so aggro. I was like, what is your problem?
I was like, girl, calm down. You're about to be a zombie. Can you give it a rest?
That's her whole shtick.
She literally walked into the room like, I don't like fucking none of y'all. And I was like, we just met.
You were like, how do you know?
Everyone who doesn't even know is like, we are trying. Like, we are just trying to figure out what's going on here. Thanks.
We are just
if we could all work
in the
together.
You,
yeah. We could fucking work together here. It'd be a lot better for all of us.
Are you guys ready for chapter 2?
Yeah.
All right, chapter 2. James, he has a name. Didn't I know this? James One Shade is the head of the Commandos and explains to Alice, Spence and the Commandos are employees of the Umbrella Corporation, and it was the Umbrella Corporation that sent the Commando team to investigate why the Hive's defense computer, the Red Queen, killed all the Umbrella staff. She was responsible for releasing a nerve. The Red Queen. She was responsible for releasing a nerve gas in the mansion, which has caused Alice and Spence amnesias. But throughout the film, Alice begins to have glimpses of her past. The crew find their way into Alice's chamber. However, as the bulk of the team attempt to disable the Red Queen, they are trapped in the corridor leading to the Queen's chamber and are torn apart by laser grids. This leaves Alice, Spence, Kaplan, JD, Rain, Matt as the only survivors. Alice and Kaplan shut the Queen down, but also doing so, open the doors to the facility, releasing the undead staff and the experiments from the laboratories in which they are imprisoned. Rain becomes infected after receiving multiple bite wounds, and a battle ensues in which Matt and Alice are separated, and JD is killed. Alice discovers that Matt was not a police officer and used the title as a cover in his goal to help take down the Umbrella Corporation. Matt, with the help of his sister Lisa, tried to attempt to smuggle a sample of the T-virus that causes the zombies, but the two were unsuccessful. Matt believes that this is the fault of Lisa's contact, who supposedly betrayed her. Throughout the film, Alice has flashbacks showing herself as Lisa's contact, but Alice is not fully aware of her role in these events. Discuss.
That was a lot.
Question.
That was a lot.
Yes.
Is it explained why she is like memory gassed? Like, why does that happen to her?
The Red Queen does it.
Yeah,
Well,
the Red
like,
Queen
why?
does it. Well, because the virus got released, so they want anybody who's in this facility that knows about it to like lose their memory of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The zoom in on what is Rain?
Okay.
Earlier, one of the guys like is messing with Rain. Is like, oh, jumpy or whatever. And then she scares him and he's like, jumpy. And it like zooms in on her doing like a Sigma face. She was like, it was so funny. She was like, jumpy.
And this is also the scene where she's like looking in the tank and he's just like behind her.
Ooh.
It was so the acting.
And he's
choices.
like, I said keep it tight.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
He was
yeah,
right
that's right.
here. I would have been like, back up, dog.
Yeah.
Why are you so close to me?
Is that the tank that's like full of water and there's like the woman like floating in it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no,
There it
not
goes.
that one. The one in the dining hall too that had like the little window that she was staring into.
Oh, yeah.
Also, that scene, they're like standing around. They're talking to what was the commander's name? James.
Anyway.
As they're all like talking and he's like revealing like what has happened and that they work there or whatever, the as it cuts each person, it's like circling around each person. And I was like, could we just hold the camera still? I'm getting sick. Stop it.
This is also the epic scene with the lasers.
The lasers.
God, that scene had me gooped.
Don't even do the previous lasers if you're just gonna waffle fry the next person. Like just do that one the whole time.
I personally love that the laser changed. Like,
Yeah.
and then like the guy who
he
tried to
jumped
jump
and it
and
went
it just
not
cuts
so
right
fast.
out.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's kind of iconic laser
It
technology.
was like, haha.
Yeah.
I did catch some like bad like continuity issues here, like with like they all look when the lasers are coming, but then it cuts to them all ducking, and then the girl looking, and then her getting sliced. So like, I caught that. I was like, oh, that's bad
But like,
continuity right there.
to be fair, when he got his fingers all sliced off, like that shit was already cauterized.
True.
Like
That's
shit wasn't
true.
bleeding at all.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
But
Yeah.
then
And
she's
and then he
bleeding
was
when
like
her
medic, and she was like, "Oh no,
She
she got anime sliced.
Sliced off her head. And she's just sitting there like, and then it goes off. And yeah, the waffle fry part. If he would have just like backed up a little bit,
Just a smidge.
But like,
just a smidge
my
more.
thing about the specific part of this shot that really got me was after the slice, you can see his eyeball is running,
Yeah.
and you're like,
I want his family to ask for an open casket.
please,
oh God.
So they just
a
like
bucket.
they're like piecing the parts together.
Yeah, they gotta do it like a jigsaw puzzle. I think
Just,
this
like,
is
gluing it
this
back
year.
And they just like stitch it together.
Ew.
He gets like the Chucky treatment where it's just like sewn back together.
Oh my God, you cross stitched him.
Also, the first zombie they run into, they waste like 30 fucking bullets on it. I
Yeah.
was like, calm
Michelle
down.
said, "Brrr," and I go, you may be a zombie soon, but we're not going to be. Leave us some bullets.
Yeah.
Right.
I bet you there's more where that came from. You need to preserve those.
Like, I'm so sorry, but if I'm getting the vibe that someone's a zombie, like whether it's the first one you're running
Ari.
into, you don't know what's going on. If someone's giving me zombie energy, I'm not like, what's going on? Are you okay? What's like they're zombieing out on you. Like there's no
They're dead.
You can't
You
take
gotta
that chance.
you gotta pull a what's her face from 28 Days Later. Just
Yeah, you got. I mean,
Or The Last of Us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Selena
Oh, yeah, that
just
too. Yeah,
kill
Selena
'em.
just like
you can't.
No
Like, if
time to
you're-
waste.
You're nonverbal, like guttural, sort of hobbling on one leg. It's like, I'm sorry, you've entered zombie mode.
And how are you hobbling on with like having an axe? Why are you conscious enough to know what an axe is?
that's the dancer that could pop his leg out of place, so that was all real.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. So that was real. Him just like
Ugh.
or her. It was a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because she's the first one that they meet. Oh yeah, because Rain goes, she's crazed. She bit me.
She's
She's
crazed.
crazed.
She bit.
She got that underbite.
Yeah.
That's another quote that I remember.
But all the zombies have beautiful blue eyes.
I know. Slay.
What a
They all have blue
weird
eyes.
thing for you
Oh,
to
the zombies.
say.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Suspensions.
Huh? What?
Huh?
Because I have blue eyes?
Kind of weird.
Oh?
Mm.
Huh?
That's
I just start
fine.
turning. I just start turning on camera.
It's fruity.
What happened after that?
So this is also the dog scene, I think.
Oh.
Oh, the dog scene's in here?
Yeah. Yeah.
We got
I
things
wanted so
covered.
much more out of the dogs.
I
I was
know.
so disappointed. They
I was
showed
rooting
up
for
and
the
I was
dogs.
like, oh shit.
And that was
And
the
then she
best
just
makeup effects of the movie too, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Was
They're
on the
really good.
dogs.
And actually good special effects. They show one where it's like sort of neck and jaw are missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at first I was
it's
like, okay,
just
these are
teeth.
a bunch of dogs like covered in petroleum jelly. But then they showed one and it was like actually like good special effects.
Yeah. I was like,
Excited.
zombie dogs are fucking scary. And then she
Uh-huh.
just
And there's so many.
and then does like a jump kick and just kicks one. And I was like,
The kick into the glass, killing it. I was like, why? What's in her boot then?
yeah, how, bitch, how?
We have wasted our zombie dog potential in that moment.
It could have been such a cool scene.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have another fun fact. So there's like some cameos of the zombies. I think the one of the big wigs in Capcom Japan and Capcom America, like the ones that produced the Resident Evil movies, they got to be zombies in the movie. So like in there somewhere being zombies.
That'd be me. If I was even like remotely affiliated with a zombie movie, I'd be like, put me in the makeup
right now.
Get me out there.
I want to be a zombie.
I want to do one of those zombie runs.
Oh, that'd be fun.
But then I have to run.
I got to be a zombie in a zombie run. That was fun.
Yeah, I'd rather be the zombie than actually have to like run.
Yeah.
I will say, I think they do a good job at like making the zombies kind of like different. Like every zombie looks unique, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like that one that turns around, like half of his face is like fucking off. That's another one I remember.
Specific scene, I guess.
That's another one that I remember as a kid, like being terrified of. Like when he turned around and he had like half a face, I was like, ah!
I'm trying to think, because I feel like a lot of them looked the same to me.
I think it's all the close-ups.
Okay, yeah.
Shoot all the close-ups. All the zombies had like distinct features and stuff about them.
Also, does this include the scene with Lisa Zombie?
No.
Okay.
I have to admit, like, I watched the movie, but like the order in which things happened, I cannot remember. Yeah, I just felt like a lot of things happened.
This is that part because this is where they split. Yeah.
Lisa was the most like zombie light makeup that we saw. It was just kind of like, oh, she looks like a little bruised.
I think it's because they wanted Matt to like recognize her, I guess.
Yeah. He could have gone a little further.
When she like leans in and he's like, Lisa. And then she's like,
yeah, you can't be trusting anyone out there.
Yeah, no, not at these streets.
I need a 10-foot away verbal confirmation. You're not a zombie yet.
Stand back and be like, Lauren, is that you?
Ask me a question.
You're not answering me.
And honestly, in which case, I give you full permission to take me out.
What color is my underwear?
I'm wearing women's underwear.
Oh, I'm wearing ladies' underwear.
Are you?
No.
All right, you ready for chapter 3?
Sorry. Yeah. Yes.
Chapter 3. The survivors are once more united at the Queen's chamber and are forced to switch her back on for aid in an exit. Kaplan overrides the Queen's circuit breaker, causing the next time she's disabled to be permanent. The Red Queen somewhat agrees to aid the team. As Alice and the others try to escape through a maintenance tunnels, they are ambushed by zombies. Rain becomes severely injured and begins to weaken, while Kaplan is separated from the rest of the team and is assumed dead. On their way to the train, Alice remembers that the antivirus exists and that the cure could help Rain. However, arriving at the lab, they realize that the virus containing the T-virus and antivirus are gone. Spence, gaining his memory, is shown as the person who released the virus. He points the gun at the survivors and threatens them, trapping the others in the laboratory, making for the train where the case containing the antivirus is. Before he can inject himself, however, he is killed by the Nemesis, a mutant creature created by injecting the T-virus directly into the living tissue. The Queen offers to spare Alice and Matt's life if they kill Rain, who has been infected for the longest period of time. As the Nemesis attempts to bash through the lab window to get them, an enraged Alice smashes the Queen's monitor, and there is suddenly a power outage. The laboratory door opens and reveals Kaplan, who has permanently disabled the Red Queen. I will say, when Kaplan like turns the bullet around because you think he's going to shoot himself and then he doesn't, at that moment I was like, oh my god, you idiot. But then you see that he's alive later and you're like, oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Really smart.
Okay, maybe you did the right thing.
Well, I guess so, but he still died.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I don't know.
When the Red Queen was explaining what the zombies were, she said, they have little memory and almost no intelligence. And I was like, me.
Hey,
I wasn't a huge fan of the Red Queen projecting as a little girl.
No, that wasn't.
Yeah, that was weird.
I didn't really like that. I mean, I get that it's supposed to be like, you know, sort of like an emotional manipulation, like projecting as a kid, but I was like, I don't know if I like that.
Oh yeah, because when they go to kill her, when they go to disable her the first time, she's like, no, don't do it, please.
Don't do it.
Please, no. I'm just a child.
Just a wee Oh. Ah.
It's only Tuesday, isn't it?
What's the name? Who's the guy with the aggressively 2000s hair?
Matt.
Spence?
No, it's probably Matt.
I don't know
With
that
the blue
narrative.
button
Oh,
up
Matt.
Yeah,
It was
Matt.
and the little spikes. I can't remember any of the characters' names because I feel like they said it once and then never again. And I was like, what was his name?
They said Kaplan quite a few times.
And Rain.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The name of her not husband.
Spence.
Spence. Okay. I have their names correct now. Yeah, when Spence has the gun and Matt gets like this close to it, and I was like, grab it. Grab the gun. Grab the gun out of it. And he's just like, oh, and backs up. And I was like, grab the gun.
Grab it!
I mean, he doesn't know like what, because depending on how quick you are, he can still shoot you.
No.
What about
a
swipe?
like that?
You'll never see it coming.
A little.
Good job.
I'll be honest, this is another section that I was getting a little bit I wasn't
because they're in that lab for like a while debating whether or not to kill Rain, and I'm like, you should, and then move on. Like literally kill her right
now. They're trying.
Yeah.
I think they were trying a little too hard to save her. It was like she's
and then
She
they go.
wasn't that nice to y'all.
Yeah.
I think it's like Alice's mindset of like there is a cure.
Yeah.
I go.
But I said when the creature, the mutant thing,
Yeah.
him.
Oh yeah, like
Nemesis.
the Demogorgon that came.
I said, oh my God, bad CGI Nomu got him.
Literally.
It looks like a Nomu with the brain out.
I did like the effect when it like closed up on him mutating, and it was like the actual like practical effects, like gore.
You could definitely tell the practical effects versus the non, and I'm like, the practical effects are so much better.
So
there is
much better.
Yeah, there is a part where the Nemesis is up in her, and you can tell it's practical.
It looks good,
and I'm
it
like,
really
and then
good.
it cuts back to the CGI, and it looks so bad.
So the practical effects are really good. I think, but 2000s. Oh, were they like experimenting, I guess, with like CGI really? So it's like, I don't know, but
I was
the practical
curious.
effects are good.
I double checked the Rotten Tomatoes reviews, and even the ones written back in 2002, they were like, wow, the CGI is so bad.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Shit.
Did Rotten Tomatoes exist in 2002?
Well, because
I didn't realize it did, but it does.
Lord of the Rings came out, and that shit looks amazing.
Yeah.
But it's like so much bigger budget.
Yeah, it's a lot of budget.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta take into account Resident Evil.
Well, but then just use practical effects then.
Yeah.
Also,
because then we could have had an alien like thing on our hands.
I'm always a big proponent for practical effects. I am a
Yeah.
slut for practical effects.
Same.
They're so good. Like this, even like if they look cheesy, I still love it.
Yeah, it's like even if it like if you're like, oh, that's like maple syrup, and you know, it still is just it's gonna hold up better than like a 2000s
something that was
graphic,
obviously in front of like a green screen thing.
Yeah, you're just like, doesn't look great.
I'm trying to remember because it's like taken from the video games, like Umbrella Corporation. Nemesis is like a type of thing that you defeat in Resident Evil.
A liquor, or what are they called?
Liquor.
Well, I looked it up on Wikipedia and it says liquor, and I'm like, that's not a liquor, it's Nemesis.
Because they called it Nemesis, didn't they?
Yeah.
They also, the guy kept saying Raccoon City.
Raccoon.
She's in Raccoon City. I was like,
no, that's
liquors.
Oh, that's that like Demogorgon thing.
That's the Nomu ass bitch. Yeah, that's what they're called in the games.
All right, chapter 4, and the final chapter. The remaining 4 survivors hurry to get to the other end of the underground railroad before it shuts down in quarantine attempt. However, the Nemesis is on the train. It scratches Matt and kills Kaplan. Alice battles the Nemesis, and Matt battles Rain, who, despite being given the cure, has turned into a zombie. Matt and Alice emerge as the only survivors and escape the last moment when the doors close. Matt begins to suffer a mutation from the injury infected by the Nemesis, and the two are seized by Umbrella scientists. The scientists mention sending Matt to the Nemesis program. Alice attempts to fend off the scientist, but is ultimately subdued. As the struggle fades to black, the words of the head scientist are heard. We're reopening the hive. I want to know what really went on down there. Sometime later, Alice awakens in Raccoon City Hospital, having gone through extensive testing and confined within a locked observatory room. After escaping the room and wandering the hospital empty halls, Alice exits the building to find Raccoon City abandoned with apparent signs of chaos everywhere. Alice requires a shotgun from a nearby police car, anticipating danger ahead. Moments.
I mean, okay.
It's another zombie movie where you wake up in a hospital.
Yeah.
Everything's just
But
in
you're only
disarray.
in literally 2 rectangles of fabric.
Yeah, what is that what sort of medical garment is this?
They strip. You can like see her pussy in one shot. I
see
was
her-
like,
I know. I was like, a coochie shot. That's pretty bold.
Well, they had her.
for
Well, they had
2000.
like the plugs like all the way down her body.
you
No,
can
there's a part where she's
underwear.
like, there's a part where she's like crawling back, and it's like that's a straight coochie shot.
Yeah, I was like, they couldn't have put underwear on her. They used to leave her underwear on in the hospital. I don't know. I feel like this was
baby.
not necessary.
This is not.
I didn't pause it to look at
something
her
I'm complaining.
vagina.
You didn't pussy pause?
No, I didn't.
I didn't pause. I just have an eye for these things.
I was just paying attention to that part.
Paying attention. This is another one. There's all these like specific soundtracks, and when that end song played, I was like, "This is nostalgic." It's just
Also, but sometimes I was like, why is there like house music playing during the zombie movie? It was like
Germany.
It was filmed in Germany.
Yeah. I will say the one thing I thought was really iconic was when her not husband, whatever, is like mutating, whatever. She says, "I'm missing you already." Axe to the head, drop the ring. I was like,
He like reaches up and does a scratcher. Those are what the boots were for.
Yeah.
I feel like how this ended for her, I feel like it sets her up to be a cool character.
Oh,
yeah.
Just in this like very end bit, it was like, okay, I could see her being like a badass character in the subsequent films.
Oh, it gets chaotic.
This one very much to me felt like she had no role in the whole movie until like the last 10 minutes. And then it was like, okay, now she's like saying some words and doing something.
All of the Resident Evil like movies past this are just so chaotic. Like I remember
we read the 1-sentence plot summary for the second one, and it's like she has to like race out of Raccoon City in time before they drop a nuclear bomb on it.
Yeah, it gets crazy. I watched I think like the first, second, and maybe third, and after the third, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I was trying to stick with you, but I don't know where you're going anymore. What happened to the original plot of the movie?
I think it was so, I don't know, just kind of like dumb and mean-spirited to have this whole thing where you think that like Rain got the cure and they do a fake out that she died and she's gonna turn, and then she's like, I'm not dead yet, and they're like, you bitch, I could kiss you, I'm so happy, whatever, and you're like, yay, and then you turn around, she's a zombie. I was like,
oh, I love it.
Fuck you. I hated that.
I was glad that she did turn into a zombie, like, because it's a nice, we got the slow burn of her turning,
right.
Like maybe they can save her, but I agree there was something about like
the fake out was just
fake
like
out
mean.
was kind of weird. It was like, it's okay for her to turn into a zombie. I like that they committed to that, but like being like it really was like 1 second she was like, I'm not dead yet, bitch, and then like 2 seconds later she was like fully a zombie, and it was like, oh well, okay.
Why did you give me that whole like scene? That just felt like mean.
I love
You're like, oh, stupid, you thought we saved your character?
Yeah.
Like, you made me think that. That was
I loved it. I love that fake out scene. That whole part, I think, is because that's another one when I was a kid. I remember like when Matt turning around and then her just like me being like, ah.
Okay, final episode of the zombie block. We all come in zombie makeup.
Okay.
And we commit the whole time.
Yeah.
Also,
the whole episode's just us like
Kerstin, you need to put together this outfit and take a picture.
Yes.
Okay.
Who's gonna be my Rain? Who wants to be Rain?
No one wants to be Rain.
She's mean.
Yeah, she was
She's a bully.
She was so aggro for no
I
reason.
I think this is like developed my crush on people that are just mean to me because I remember being a
That's
kid.
not healthy.
I remember being a kid just being obsessed with Michelle Rodriguez after this movie.
Oh, Michelle Rodriguez was like my like least valuable player in this movie, I feel like.
I think it was Mila. I did not. Alice was boring.
But I liked her just being so spaced out. I was like, girl, it's the zombie apocalypse. And she's like, dang.
It makes
like,
sense. It makes sense hearing that the original script, Rain was supposed to be the tough one, and she wasn't, and Mila was adding things in to give her like. It makes sense.
She should have added more.
I mean, there's not a lot you could do as a actor. You can voice your opinions as much as you can.
It's concerning, honestly, because you said that fun fact at the beginning that she was sort of like advocating for her character, and it's like, what was her character like before she?
Well, so says she almost quit because
I would have
didn't like the way her character was written.
Which, if that's as much as she was allowed to insert into it, it's like, oh my gosh, she must have been like the most pointless character on the planet beforehand.
Yeah,
and it's weird because I feel
she's like a hired security person,
right?
Well, she's very obviously marketed as like the main character, like she's on the cover, but I just feel like she was the least impactful, and I'm sure she said the least amount of words. It's like either Rain or one of those guys should have been like the main, but I guess everyone else dies, so that's why she's the main character.
It was the early 2000s, so they were cool with the main character just being a hot girl who like doesn't do anything.
She is really hot.
Yeah, well, she does get a lot. Well, she's in Fifth Element. That's what got her this role, is because she's like the main one in Fifth Element. Anyways, that was Resident Evil. So we got our last pick in our zombie film, and the reason why we have this genre.
Girl, I don't even want to. I don't have to say it.
The pièce de résistance.
The pièce de résistance of the zombie genre.
Truly,
I'm the greatest to end on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Y'all know we're watching.
This is the best for last shit.
It's Train to Busan, baby.
Yeah.
I'm ready for Train to Busan. I'm ready for my heart to be ripped out of my body again.
I'm so excited.
It's so good.
And I haven't watched it in forever. And I just I've been holding off forever because I'm like, well, I know we're gonna watch it at some point, so I'll just like save,
it's come, baby.
God,
and so now
excited.
It's been like quite a long time since I've seen it, and I'm
the
like,
time has come, and I'm gonna come.
I am so excited.
Because like I said, like for the longest time, 28 Days Later was my favorite zombie film, and then I watched this. Me and my mom watched it, and I was like, this is it.
It might be my favorite horror movie. Like,
it's really good.
I just watched it recently, like on a whim. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll throw this on. And I was like, I was not expecting that.
Mini side note, is 28 months later a real thing that's happening? Is that confirmed?
Yes.
I just saw like an announcement or something.
Kerstin sent us a TikTok.
I sent you TikToks on it.
Oh yeah.
With Murphy coming back.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was like a fake out. I still need to watch 28 Weeks Later, but I was like,
me too.
Really fake?
I remember it being good. So
I remember liking it.
Yeah, I remember liking it.
But I don't remember anything about it.
While we were watching 28 Days Later, he was like pretty positive that he had seen it, and then we were watching, he was like, I don't think I've seen this. I think I've only seen 28 Weeks Later.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to like dive into this whole franchise.
Doesn't 28 Weeks Later have like a different cast? Like, you don't have to have seen 28 Days Later.
Yeah, it's like complete. It like literally is not a direct sequel. It's like different
people. Yeah,
same universe, just like different people.
Yeah, I think so. And I feel like I remember it scaring the pants off me like back in high school, but I like don't remember the plot at all. So I need to watch that.
That's how I am. I remember liking it like a lot. I just do not remember the plot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I need to go back and watch it.
Be a bonus
but not now, because we're watching Train to Busan.
Not now.
Train to Busan.
It's time.
Listen,
what's her Rotten Tomatoes? I think it's like I looked. It's like in the 90s.
I was gonna say it's probably really high. If it's not really high,
because I was looking when I was I was looking when I was nervous about.
Let me read it. It is a 94 on Rotten Tomatoes, and that is the critics, and then the audience is 89, which is surprising to me.
That is way too low. That needs to be in the 90s. Sorry.
Oh, like for a horror, like that is outlandishly good.
And for anyone curious, 28 Weeks Later has a 72% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh,
that's not bad from critics.
That is good.
We gotta watch that this week. I feel like I have a lot of horror movies I need to watch.
Where
also,
can we watch Train to Busan?
Train to Busan is on Prime.
Oh.
Yay!
And Peacock Plus, if you have that one.
I'm so excited. Now I'm like, I don't even want to have to wait a week. Like, I want to watch
I know, because like I like watching it a few days like, before. But like now I'm like, I can watch it now and a few days before, right?
It's so good.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I feel like we're gonna talk about that movie for like literally ever, or it's gonna be such a long episode.
Yeah, I could talk about that movie forever.
I'm so excited. I'm gonna put together like a whole thesis.
Yes.
Like maybe I'll have a game.
I love games. we need to put out another poll for our next.
Oh, I guess. What am I gonna pick?
I'm gonna pick the same thing I've been picking.
Which is foreign film.
Yeah. I love foreign film.
What
I'm
am
just
I
gonna keep
pick?
throwing clown into the mix.
I don't know any clown movies besides It.
It's a great clown
It
movie.
Chapter 2.
Another great clown movie.
I actually like Chapter 1 better than 2.
Me too, 1,000%.
That's a pretty popular opinion.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm trying to. There's a movie that I want to watch again.
We can figure out the poll later.
Yeah.
Yeah. The clown isn't even the selected genre.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out and let you know on the next one.
Well, join us next week when we talk about the best zombie movie literally ever made. If you're not there, you're square. We'll see you for Train to Busan. Bye, bitches.
Bye.
Bye.